name. All right, now we are recording. Thank you, Lucy. So again, my name is Kayla Good. I've been with Q for about 2 years, but I've been in the network marketing industry for a little over 7 years. And yeah, I think everyone is muted. Katie, let me check really quick here. There we go. Okay, can everyone hear me? Thumbs up if you can hear me. Okay, perfect. All right. So I've been in the industry for a while, and you know, if you've been around network marketing for a while, or I mean, even a month, right? It doesn't really matter how long you've been in it. Prospecting conversations can be very difficult. We want to make sure we want to say the right things. We don't want to come across as salespeople. But at the same time, we want to be direct. We don't want to waste people's time. There's so many things that go into it that we're thinking about it. And a lot of times we overthink it. So over the last 7 years, I have been trying different things, right? We had a training last night on prospecting. There's so many different ways to go about having these conversations. I really don't believe that there's like a one size fits all that will work for every conversation. There's definitely not a script that works for everybody. And there's not even really one method that will really connect with every person, because everyone's an individual. Everyone is different. So over the past, I would say a couple months, I have been really struggling with my prospecting conversations. What I feel like has worked for me for so long, or the way that I was going into the conversations, it didn't seem to be working anymore, or not all the time. I didn't have that cohesive, where the conversation just felt natural. You know what I mean? You guys have been in those conversations with prospects and potentials that feels so good and it feels natural. And it felt like some of my conversations were feeling forced and were feeling salesy. And a little bit of background on me. I am a salesperson. All of my adult life, I've been in sales. I did car sales. I'm a licensed insurance agent that sells insurance. Not anymore. I used to sell insurance. I've always done sales. And when I first started network marketing, I thought that's going to help me a lot, right? Like, yay, I'm already a good salesperson. This is going to be great. So wrong, because network marketing is so different. We're inviting people to start businesses, and the same sales tactics don't work all the time in network marketing. So these conversations lately, I've been feeling like they were forced and salesy, and I didn't like that. So I've been investigating a lot. I've been doing a lot of research, listening to a lot of podcasts, watching trainings, taking courses, trying to kind of piece together all the different advice and trainings on prospecting conversations, and form kind of what I feel like would work best for me and you guys. What I've found has been helping. My conversations lately have felt so natural. I don't feel like I'm pressuring or selling, and I feel like I'm truly bringing a solution, which makes it feel so much better. So I'm going to share with you guys what I learned. A lot of this is from Bob Heilig's, a few of his trainings. I love him. If you do not know him, he has an amazing podcast, and also books and trainings and courses and groups and everything. But he focuses a lot on his courses, Love, Serve, Grow. So focusing always on service. And we know that in our industry. Yes, red light, green light. I always tell myself, is that a red light story? Yes. So Bob Heilig, if you guys don't know him, look him up, listen to some of his trainings. He's incredible. So I had to give him credit. I also have other things that I've pieced in here and things that I've tweaked that work for me. Okay. So raise your hand if you have been ghosted in a conversation the second you bring up business. Yep, lots of hands. And a lot of times that looks like, maybe you get a little bit into the conversation with somebody, and then they don't respond right away and you guys were just talking, like what happened to that person, right? Okay, raise your hand if you find it difficult to transition from building a relationship with your prospect to business. That is a huge one for me. That's where I felt that just that icky feeling of being salesy, or like, I don't want them to think I'm only talking to them because I want them to join my team. You know, you have that, it can feel so wrong. That transition can be so difficult. Okay, raise your hand if you have trouble making real connections with people you meet on social media. That's a big one for me as well. I always say, you know, I'm great in person. Like if I meet you, you know, at a coffee shop or at a bar or out in public, I feel like I'm great. That's my best self. I can talk to you and I'm personable, but on social media, I'm like, I don't know what to do. Like I don't feel like I struggle with that. Okay, last one, raise your hand if you find it difficult to get people interested or excited in your opportunity. Yes, that's one for me too. Okay, so for those of you who raised your hands to all of those or any of those, this training is going to help you. So keep those in mind, keep those questions in mind. We're gonna come back to them in just a second. But a lot of our prospecting conversations, at least mine, and those on my team that I've talked to, a lot of our conversations look like, and this goes for cold messaging, you know, a complete stranger or someone that you haven't talked to in a while, or, you know, whatever. The conversations look like, you know, hey, so-and-so, how are you doing? How are your kids? How's your family? Right? Trying to relationship build. And then we're waiting for that, trying to figure out what that time is to move into business. So we'll say, hey, how are you? How are your kids? Yada, yada, yada. Oh, I'm so glad you're doing well. So listen, I wanted to talk to you about something, right? Or however that goes, however that transition goes. We have scripts on it and things like that. And that's how a lot of the conversations go. What happens in a lot of times with that method of going about your conversation is that's when we get ghosted, or that you just lose that person because either A, they think, so she didn't really care about how my kids were doing. She was just trying to inch her way in to talk about her business, right? Or they might actually be interested. They might have been watching you on social media, watching your posting and things like that. But maybe that wasn't the best time for them, or they, you know, if I'm just in a weird mood someday and someone asks me a question, it might be something I really am interested in, but I'm like, I can't deal with that right now, right? So we're going into it when we don't even know where they are. So there are so think about that, like that's the normal way we will do conversations, or the typical way. And again, there's variations of that. That's the typical way we'll do conversations. What I want to show you guys tonight is a little bit different way to do it, and a very structured way, which for me, you know, it helps me so much. If I know, if I have a plan I want to be following, that can be individualized for everybody, that helps me so much. So if you have a pen and paper in front of you, write this down. If not, and I'm gonna type all of this up for you guys and put it in a Word document. That way you can save some of these things if you don't have a chance to write it down right now. Full disclosure, I have been sick the last couple of weeks and I thought I was feeling better. And today I woke up not feeling so great. So I don't have this done yet, but I will get it to you. So there are 4 phases of the prospecting conversation. Number 1, introduction, right? That's when we open up the conversation, say hello. Then number 2, investigating. Now, kind of put a pin in that one. You might be like, wait, what do you mean investigating? Put a pin in that. I'm going to explain that. Number 3, demonstrating capability. And number 4, obtaining commitment. So in an ideal prospecting conversation, all 4 of those things would be met. Now, what happens most of the time, we jump from number 1, introduction, you know, hey, so-and-so, how are you doing? How are your kids? Blah, 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 blah. And we jump right down to number 4. We want a commitment, right? We want to either ask them to get on a call, to do it, you know, we're following the system, get on a through a message, something like that. Or sometimes we jump to number 3, demonstrating capability, where we get the person to understand that we have something worthwhile. We have something that they might be interested in, right? But what we miss a lot of times is the investigating. Our job, and I'm sure you guys have heard this, is we are paid problem solvers, right? Like we are here to offer a solution. And a lot of times this is, I know for myself, I jump straight to telling them everything about Q or inviting them to something because I know everyone needs this, right? Maybe I don't know the specifics of that person's life, but I know they need our products. And I know that they need our business. Who doesn't need to make extra money, right? So in my head, and I'm sure a lot of you feel the same way, everyone needs this. And so we kind of go into these conversations assuming that or going based on that idea, but we've not identified their specific needs. So we're going to talk about that number 2, the investigating. The most important part of a prospecting conversation is asking questions. A lot of times we'll talk, right? We talk a lot. If we're talking more than our potential is talking, we're doing it wrong. Because we are here to not just vomit Q on them and tell them all of our products and the comp plan and all these things that are going on or whatever. We are supposed to be providing them a solution to their problem. But how do we know what their problem is or what they need a solution for if we're not asking the right questions and if we're not asking questions? So some benefits to asking good questions is questions get the prospect talking. And I'm going to give you an example of this in a few minutes. So it'll make sense if you're a little bit confused, but benefits of asking better questions, questions get the prospect talking, which we want them to be talking so we know how to help them. Another benefit is questions control attention. I know I've heard this in a lot of our trainings and here by different people. A controlled prospecting conversation is the best kind because we know where we're going, we know what's going on, and we know how to do those transitions. So if we're asking questions, they know that we're expecting a response, right? Just like you've heard this in making a post, right? If you end a post with a question or a call to action, then there's your prospects, your potentials they feel an obligation to answer you, especially in a one-on-one conversation. Benefit of asking better questions is questions persuade and reasons don't. So if I tell you, you can make, as much money as you want here, however much you want to be committed. If you want to bring in some extra income, I can help you do that. Yada, 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 all true. And I can tell them all about the comp plan. I can show them comp plan videos, but I don't know what they need extra money for, or if they feel like they do need extra money. So if I'm asking questions, and I'll give you some examples of some questions in a few minutes, but if I'm asking questions that identify their need for extra income specifically to them, that's a lot more persuasive than just telling them all the reasons and all the things more money can do for them, right? It makes it a lot more individualized where it shows that you care for them, not just adding a new ambassador to your team. And another benefit of asking better questions is obviously questions uncover needs. We have to stop pitching our products and our business and our opportunity to people that don't have a legitimate need for them, or we don't know the legitimate need. Because that's what makes us salespeople, right? If we present our business and it's so great, and I know everyone could do it. I know everyone would love it. I know everyone would love our products. We know that. But if that's how we're presenting it, they're thinking, I don't need that, or that's not for me, or there's no connection there. But if someone tells me that, if I'm asking them questions and they tell me that, you know, they're really unhappy in their job and they really wish they could stay home more, and they're, you know, it hurts them so badly to miss their kids' sporting events, and they're stressed about this. And then I say, hey, you know what? I might have a solution for you. You can feel how much more natural that is, and how better that feels for me talking to them and for them. Then they're saying, oh wait, I have a problem. She's showing me a solution, instead of just a blanket, hey, I can help you make money, right? The number one reason people look down on network marketing and network marketers is because of these cold messages and these just presenting our products and selling our things, our business, our products, without identifying legitimate need. So we have to slow down and ask questions. So I'm going to go through a couple of these examples to kind of show you what I mean. Oh, and one more thing in my notes here. If you are presenting your products or your business, or, you know, however you're doing it, before we know what their actual need is, they're not benefits in the customer's eyes or the potential's eyes. They're just advantages. We're just showing our stuff, but it's not a benefit to them because they've not connected that to their individual need. So to be able to do this correctly, we need to have a plan. So that 4 phases of the prospecting conversation: introduction, investigating, demonstrating capability, and obtaining commitment, is like, think of that as like a blueprint for these conversations. And then I'm going to share with you some questions that can make that very, very seamless, and an idea of how long we should really be spending on each of those things. So there are 2 different types of customer needs. There are implied needs, like, you know, I wish I had more time, or I don't have enough free time and I wish I had more. That's an implied need. Or explicit needs. I need to find a new job, right? So we have those 2 types of needs. Implied needs always lead to, or are really, they're kind of like undercover explicit needs. Our job is to uncover them. So when the seriousness of the problem that you uncover with a potential or prospect outweighs the cost of solving it in the prospect eyes, that's when they'll join us. When they see that we have a real solution here, the $99 to join us is not a big deal anymore, because they see the future potential. If you're somebody if you're having a hard time when you're talking to potentials about the joining fee or the cost of products, that's a very, very clear red flag for you that you've not identified a solution for them. Because we pay for what will help us, right? We pay for what we need, what we truly believe we need. So if you're getting a lot of cost objections, it might be because there's not a connection between their problem and our solution. So some questions to uncover those implied needs, to lead them to some explicit needs, is situation questions, problem questions, implication questions, and need payoff questions. So for some situation questions, this would be in phase 1, right? The introduction phase of the conversation. So this could be for a cold message, or for you know, a friend that you just haven't talked to in a while. And obviously you're going to change wording and stuff to match that. You're not going to ask, you know, one of your close friends how many kids they have, because you probably know that. But some questions for in that getting to know you phase, some situation questions. How many kids do you have? Do you have, you know, where do you live? How long have you lived in the area? What do you do for work? Do you enjoy your work? What's new? What have you been up to lately? And keep leading with more questions. So Starting with some of those questions. And, you say, hey, how have you, what have you been up to lately? I'm just gonna, uh, I'll just figure out, I'm gonna try to have a little conversation here in my head so you guys can try to follow along with us. So, I ask somebody, hey, how are you? How are you doing? What have you been up to lately? They say, oh, I'm so good. I've been, just working, hanging out with the kids, whatever. And then we go, okay, sweet. Yeah, that's good. What have you guys been doing? Right? We get so lost in this beginning part of the conversation because, again, we're trying to be personable. We don't want to sound salesy. We don't know when to switch things over or what to do with those. So we get stuck in that, those first few questions, figuring out how to lead on from there. So what we need to do is go from those situational questions to problem questions. So if you say, what have you been up to lately? Say, oh, I've been working a lot and, busy with the kids' sports, yada, yada, yada. Oh, yeah, no, I totally get that. What do you do for work? Oh, I do this and this. Oh, that's awesome. That leaves you with enough time to do all your kids' sports. Well, no, not really. I haven't been able to, I've had to miss a few games or I'm not able to go to practice. Oh yeah, I can totally relate. And this is where we bring the feel, felt, found. If you've not heard that before, I know how you feel. I felt that way too. This is what I found. So relate. Yeah, I know that's so hard. I hate when I have to miss my kids' practices. A few years ago, I was working in the auto industry and I missed so much. It hurt me so bad to know that I was out here working until 10 o'clock at night and missing these things with my kids. So I can definitely relate. Are you planning on staying in that job forever? Right. Well, I don't know if I'm going to stay in this job forever, but it works for now and I do enjoy it. Or if they say I enjoy it, but I would like to find something else eventually. What do you really want to do? Right. I asked somebody this question yesterday. And he was telling me, I was talking to a potential, he was telling me about his, how he has gotten a new job a few months ago and he likes it. But he doesn't see himself there forever. And I said, oh, what do you really want to do? And he said he wants to open up a music business. And I said, oh, that's so awesome. I could totally see you doing that. What's stopping you from doing that? Where are you at right now? Well, I need to save some more money before I'm able to do that. And I like my job right now, but I don't like having to get up at 6 a.m. That's what he said. So right there, I already can think of so many ways I can introduce our business that can solve some of those problems for him. I remember, I think it was September at convention in Dallas, Jake said something that stood out to me so much. He said that, for a lot of people, for most of us, network marketing isn't like our initial passion or dream. A lot of times we have other things we want to do, right? Network marketing can be our tool. Our business can be a tool to get us there. I've never had a potential tell me, well, I just really want to be successful in network marketing. That's my goal. I just really want to be a top earner in a company. If they're not already in network marketing, that's not usually something that someone's going to say, but they do have dreams. Like my friend from yesterday, his dream of opening a music business. So my solution is that this business that he could start with Q with a low startup cost, and he can work completely on his own schedule around his current job, if he wants to, until he makes enough to supplement his income, so he's able to open up his music store. What this does is it also helps us know how to follow up effectively, not just following up saying, hey, I haven't heard from you in a while. Did you ever get a chance to look at my website, or did you ever watch that recording I sent you? We can actually follow up once we've uncovered these problems, which we actually know personally what their goals and what their dreams are. we can follow up, like just my friend yesterday, I can follow up and say, hey, I just wanted to check in on you. I know that you were saying you were kind of struggling with waking up early with your job and some other issues you had with it. Have things gotten better? Did they switch your schedule around? How are you doing? Right? Showing that we actually care about the people we're talking to. And again, leading them back to the solution that we have. Okay, so some problem questions that examples that I have for you. And I kind of already went over some of these. Do you love the work that you do at wherever you're at? Does your job give you enough time to spend with your family? Do you see yourself doing that work for the rest of your life? How has it been balancing work and family stuff? How have you been feeling lately? Are you loving what you're doing? I saw that you started working out again. How's that going for you? Right? Asking questions that lead to deeper conversations and making a deeper connection. Guys, this has helped me so much. And a lot of this is, you would think is, oh no, I need to upgrade my thing again. A lot of this is self-explanatory. These are things that like we probably know. But when we are so excited about our opportunity in our business, sometimes we forget just to bring it back to the basics and get to know people. I told you, I struggle with making connections on social media. It's something I continuously work at because I think because I'm so excited about what I have, I just want to share that without making those real connections. So some implication questions. What's it been like working at a job for 5 years that you don't like? If they told you they don't like their job and they've been there for 5 years, what has that done? What has that done for you? What has that done for your mental health? I know that I stayed in a job I really didn't like, and I was only there for 13 months, and it really affected my mental health. Are you doing okay? Right? I bet people aren't asking them those questions to really find out how they are and how we can help them. Is your job having a positive impact on your family or a negative impact on your family? How has the financial stress that you told me about affecting your family? And a lot of these are personal questions. And I was kind of nervous to start using these because a lot of times these are with cold prospects, right? People I don't know. But if you do this correctly and you are being genuine, the person you're talking to can feel that. And it's not you being nosy, like, ooh, are you and your husband fighting a lot? It's not, it's finding out how they are actually doing, and being someone that they feel comfortable talking to. One of my favorite questions that I've been asking people is, would you like more free time? Is that something that you like? Do you think about that? Do you find yourself thinking, oh, there was not enough time today, I need more time? Would you like more free time? What are you doing about that? Do you have a plan to create more free time? Okay, so now that we kind of went over some of those questions, and tomorrow I'm going to really try. I'm hoping I was in bed for the majority of today. But I'm going to get you guys a Word document with a lot of these questions typed out, so you can kind of have them to look at, and also some examples of a way you can practice this. So a couple more. The last thing, the need payoff questions. Would it be important for you to solve this problem? How helpful would it be for you if you actually had a way to solve that problem? In what other ways would having more energy help you? Right? Really getting to the core of what they are looking for. I guarantee you, no matter who you talk to, they want to feel better. They want to make more money. They want more time. These are things we know. Everyone wants that. Everyone wants those things. But when we just have that knowledge and then we go into our conversations, assuming that that's true, because likely it is, we totally forget to figure out what that is for them personally. And nothing is going to make your prospect or your potential feel like more of a number to you than if you are just applying this, basic, hey, everyone needs to make more money, right? Can I show you my comp plan? Instead of identifying the specific reason why they want to make more money, why they want more time freedom, what would that do for them? So keep those words in mind. Why, how, would, is there any other way that you've been thinking about doing this, right? Let me see here. I have one more thing that I want to go over. If I can find it here. Okay, so we talked about introduction. We know that a lot of those questions I share with you in those examples are from the investigating part, right? This is so important. A lot of times we spend way too much time in phase 1 in relationship building. We rush right to phase 3, demonstrating capability, pitching our products, our solution, but we totally skip investigating. We need to spend more time in investigating. Top leaders in our company and in network marketing don't spend too much time on phase 1 or too much time on demonstrating the capabilities, right? I know Fran, who's my sponsor, when I started talking to her about Q a couple years ago, we knew each other. So the introduction part was, catching up a little bit. But from there, she asked me questions about my life, about what's going on, about what I'm looking for, about what I want, what my dreams are. And if you do that, there is always going to be points in their responses that you can identify a solution and be able to do that. And then the last phase of the prospecting conversation is obtaining commitment. And we know we have a great system. If you aren't familiar with the system, I have a systems video. There's also the new launch document. You just look on the launch document. It's a little graph where we are piquing interest. We are, getting them on a webinar or a opportunity call. We have them all week, or watching a opportunity video if they need to. So once you've identified the need and you have that specific need, you can say, hey, I think I actually have something that can help you. You told me you needed more time, and you really want to be able to spend more time with your kids and, whatever, you guys know all the examples. Can you get on a call tonight? It's a short time, I know, or it's a short call. I know, I respect your time. But I really think that if you can invest 30 minutes tonight to get on this call, you might really find a solution to this. Can you imagine in 6 months, if you were in a totally different financial situation and you were able to enjoy the time with your kids? How would that feel? Right? That's what's going to get people excited to hear about our business. That is what is going to keep people interested, because we provided a solution. We are giving them hope to a belief that this can solve the problem that they have. And that's exciting to me. Some of these conversations that I've been in lately, asking these questions, and sometimes I'm like, I ask so many questions. I have a 9-year-old daughter, and after school, I want to know everything that happened and everyone she talked to. And, did that boy pass you a note again today? And blah, blah, blah. She's like, Mom, stop asking me so many questions. Like you're trying to, just leave me alone. Right. So, and I was a little bit worried about that with these prospecting questions, but you know what people really love to talk about? Themselves. Right? I love therapy because I can go and just talk about myself and my problems and everything and just talk about it, right? Everyone likes to talk about themselves. Everyone needs to talk about themselves. You asking someone questions, even a complete stranger, if you're being genuine, that's probably going to feel like a breath of fresh air to them. That you are caring enough to actually learn about them and see how you can help. And there's not been one time that I've used this formula that I'm like, I don't have a solution for them. That's never happened. Maybe it will, but that's never happened, because like I said, everyone wants more time. Everyone wants to make more money. Everyone has these needs, and we have the solution. So hopefully that was helpful for you guys. Thank you for letting me share this with you. And I will finish up that Word document. And when I'll post the recording of this call, and then I'll post that Word document in the comments of this. So be looking out for that in the next couple of days. And hopefully this will help you. If you guys have any other questions or anything that you want to know from me personally, feel free to message me. And yeah, so all right, guys, have a great night, and I will see y'all later. Bye.